How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be heading into the next part of what if Goku and Broly were sent to Earth. Luckily, it hasn't been as long of a gap between episodes how part 1 and part 2 were, but it's still been a little while, so make sure to click the link up above to go and check it out. If you want to see the next part even faster, then make sure to like this video and subscribe. If this part gets 500 likes, then I'll be sure to work on the next one even faster. As always, huge thanks to all of my amazing patrons for their support, as you guys really help keep me going. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's dive straight back into this scenario. Broly is getting squeezed out by Great Ape Vegeta, as he sees his brother Goku go wild as a Great Ape. Goku is completely out of control, since he never managed to harness its power, so he's quite literally going ape and trashing the area around. He tries to attack Vegeta since there's another big monkey near him, but Great Ape Nappa beats him away. And even though Goku is stronger than Nappa, he has no control over the power, so Nappa is able to beat on Goku and get him away from Vegeta. Broly is losing consciousness as he is being squeezed, but watching his brother get pummeled by Nappa keeps him fighting. He can't let these Saiyans take away everything that he's built here. Krillin and Tien are gone, but if he doesn't get out of this, Goku will be gone. And then his family, Bulma and Bra, killed by these monsters. He can't allow that to happen. He won't let these bastards get away with it. He finally needs to get rid of his fears and let go. It's time for him to unleash his true power. Broly powers up, attempting to reawaken the Great Ape power within himself once more. He needs that power again after all these years to best the Saiyans once and for all. Vegeta can feel Broly squirming in his hands and attempts to squeeze harder, but his hands are being torn apart. Vegeta lets go in pain as a giant burst of energy explodes. Broly's energy pushes Vegeta away, and is enough to get the attention of Nappa and Goku fighting it out. Broly has reawakened the latent Great Ape power within himself, and has achieved the Akari, or Wrathful, transformation. Broly immediately rushes over to attack Nappa, and Nappa goes to punch full force at Broly, who takes the blow head on, and with one flick, Nappa is sent hurtling away. Goku himself goes to fight with Broly, and Broly blocks his attack and lifts him right up in the air and slams him down hard to knock the ape out. Vegeta fires a beam out of his mouth, and Broly counters with a Kamehameha, which pushes the mouth attack back, hitting Vegeta right in the face, toppling him over hard. Nappa returns with a mouth blast of his own, which Broly dodges this time, and he begins to wail on Nappa. Broly has indeed achieved a new level of power, but at the cost of his sanity, as right now, he is as much of a rage-filled beast as the Great Apes, but in a smaller package. Everyone here is out of control, and when Vegeta tries to attack Broly as well, the two Saiyans are thrown down and unable to get back up. Broly screams out a primal roar, and begins to fire blasts in all directions, destroying much of the land around them, and severely injuring the Great Apes all around him, including Goku. If Broly doesn't calm down soon, then he's going to end up killing Goku and himself, leaving the Earth unprotected. It is then when Broly gets trapped by Roshi's Thundershock surprise, and this distracts him enough to see Bra standing next to Roshi and pleading for her father to stop. Broly looks at his daughter, and immediately stops struggling and staring at her. Broly reverts back to his original base form, and Roshi stops firing his attack. Bra and Broly hug, with Broly apologizing for scaring his daughter. He just needed to transform to stop the Saiyans from hurting anybody else. Bra forgives him, and says to her father that she's thankful that he managed to get his sanity back. With Broly's senses regained, he goes around to the other Saiyans and chops all of their tails off, reverting them all to normal. Roshi gives a senzu bean to Goku, and some cover-up clothes as well, and Goku asks what just happened. Broly tells his brother that he managed to tap into a new power to defeat the two Saiyans, and they saved him from getting too mad, so now they can deal with these two properly. Goku looks at Vegeta and Nappa, and while they did kill Krillin and Tien, he still doesn't think he can kill them himself. They are part of his people after all, so it wouldn't be right. Roshi says he figured the two of them would spare these two, and that's why he came here in the first place. They can't just let these guys go off into space to train and get stronger, as they may just blow the planet up next time. So, he's going to end this a lot easier, and with them unconscious, he'll actually be able to do it fully. Roshi takes out his own rice cooker and performs the Mafuba on Vegeta and Nappa, swirling them around and sealing them both away into the rice cooker. Broly and Goku thank Roshi for the help, and say they're going to need to learn that technique from him someday, just in case they need to use it themselves. With the evil defeated, they're not without their casualties, but here's where we get a pretty big deviation. Since there's no Piccolo to die, the Dragon Balls on Earth are still perfectly active, and able to be used as soon as possible to revive both Krillin and Tien. There is no need for our heroes to go to Namek in this scenario, due to Kami still being alive. So, the Earth and its heroes are back and better than ever on Earth. Hey everybody, sorry to interrupt the video, but guess what? I'm moving up in the world of sponsorships. This video is sponsored by Fandomian, who sells some really cool anime and manga merch, and a bunch of other cool merch for some pretty cool prices. If you want to get some cool outfits and a bunch of other stuff for an even lower price, then make sure to click the link in the description down below and put a discount code DAMON for 5% off your order. Again, that's code DAMON for 5% off of your order. Hopefully, you won't regret your purchases. Now, let's get back to the video. Goku and Broly decide they still have a lot to learn with more power, as this wrathful form Broly showed off was great, but they're still going to need to learn more mental control with it, as who knows if Bra will be able to snap mad of it again. Since Goku no longer has his tail either, he's going to try and get to Sakari form himself, and the two of them get trained it together. Gohan and Bra aren't going to just stand on the sidelines either, as they want to train with their fathers, and with them trying to get Akari, they want to be able to be there to calm them down, just in case they lose control again. With this, we can skip the Frieza arc completely, since the Dragon Balls have never been mentioned to our villains. They never told Raditz, so Vegeta and Nappa never found out, and in turn, Frieza didn't either. So, he would never have gone to Namek and just kept ruling the universe as its emperor. So, we can now move on to the Androids arc. And in the 3-year time skip, Goku and Broly have both grown insanely powerful, being able to achieve the Akari form, and with the help of their children, they managed to perfect its control, and can now use it freely to their own desires. The two have trained together in this form, mastering its control, and so even if Frieza did manage to arrive, they'd kill him in one shot. So luckily Frieza's out in space safe from death right now. Though, one day, they get a mysterious visitor from the future. Goku and Broly look and wonder who this is. As she looks just like how Bulma did when she was a teenager, and Broly asks, "Bra?" Future Bra looks at her father in fear. Broly is confused on why she would look at him like that, and she continues to look terrified until she comes closer to examine him, and then breaks down in tears, hugging him. After the emotional reunion, she reveals that she is indeed from the future, and that an insane series of events took place that led to the destruction of the future. She tells the two to prepare themselves for this one, and she tells her story. In Future Bra's timeline, Goku contracted a heart virus suddenly, and was on death's door. Broly did everything he could to help his brother, though, in the end, it was useless, and Goku succumbed to the disease and passed away. The death of his brother pushed Broly over the edge, and he exploded into the legendary Super Saiyan form for the very first time, and completely destroyed the Sun household with just his transformation. Broly went on an out-of-control rampage, and while the Z fighters tried to hold him down, Broly was too much, and killed each of them. Bra tried to calm her father down, but Broly's mind was too far gone this time, and he went to kill her before Gohan jumped in the way, and he was killed by Broly himself. Bulma picked up Bra and forced her away from there, as Bra was kicking and screaming out no. Broly, unable to be calmed by anybody strong enough, went on a rampage throughout the planet, while Bulma and Bra tried to come up with a way to calm him down and bring him back to them. They couldn't do anything at all with their rival either, since Goku died of natural causes, and Krillin and Tien had already been brought back before. They revived Roshi to seal Broly away, but Broly was far too powerful and escaped to Mafuba, killing Roshi once more, and going on another rampage. Seeing Broly attempting to destroy the planet, the androids were deployed to put a stop to him, and while they were powerful, they stood no chance to Broly's rise in power constantly, and were eventually destroyed as well. Kami even unsealed King Piccolo, fused with him, and battled Broly himself in any way to contain him, but the nameless Namekian was no match for Broly's power. But he himself knew that, and led Broly away from the planet into space, hoping he would leave this planet and never come back. Broly followed the nameless Namekian to space, and it worked. The nameless Namekian was eventually killed, but he at least was sent far away from the planet, and since Bra never saw her father again, she assumed he either went on to rampage other planets, or he died out in space. Broly is horrified to learn of what he becomes in the future, of how he loses control of himself once more, and this time, he kills everybody he's ever loved, including his nephew, and almost his daughter and wife. Luckily, those two survived and decided to come back in time to prevent Goku's death, but the damage has been done. Goku asks Broly if he's okay, and he says he needs a moment to himself, and he flies away in tears. Future Bra gives Goku the heart virus medication and tells him to take it and prevent this horrible future from happening, and that she's going to go and fly after her father. Broly is off in the woods near Grandpa Gohan's house, sobbing, when Future Bra comes over to tell him it's okay now. They're going to make sure this never has to happen. Broly asks her how she knows this, since at any moment he could explode in power and kill everybody. Bra transforms into a Super Saiyan, saying she is going to stay here in the past and teach him exactly how to take control of this power and prevent anybody else she cares about from being killed. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the end of the Saiyan saga and the horrible future that came about in Bra's timeline. If you want to see more of this story and follow these adventures further, then make sure to like this video and subscribe, as if you do, you won't miss out on the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again. See you later!